Hi, good afternoon. Today is 15th of May 2023. I'm Thomasin PA2066, and the afternoon discussion is a continuation of my earlier video recording regarding speed matters part 2. Now I am continuing this video taking on the part 3. The main reason is to benchmark the reading, the load time with google.com. So earlier on we were studying the use of Statuscake as a website that monitors website performance. So did not actually monitor a benchmark of google.com, because google.com is the choice, an easy choice of use benchmark for the reason that it's one simple landing page, very clean, very load, very fast, and by a world standard. And that is my thinking lah. So this particular presentation, I want to use google.com as a monitoring benchmark for comparing to my websites. Let me begin. Hi, video taking 154, speed matters part 3. How fast are my websites? I'm Thomasin PA2066. Today is 15th of May 2023. We actually recorded a few readings from 10th of May, and I have done a speed matters number 2, part 2 on the 13th of May. So today is 15. So I am inserting google.com as a benchmarking parameter for us to look at how my websites log when they compare to google.com. Let me begin. So we are using Statuscake for 5 days from 10th of May to now 15th of May. So this monitoring system on a website called the Statuscake is able to measure load time. And the thing is that this particular measurement also I included google.com. Our study is a small website study, the performance of my websites under various domain name using Statuscake. So this includes, of course, inserted in red color, google.com, and the rest like thomasim.com, estateagentexam.com, diploma estateagency.online, justletak.com. These are the education website that I run. Also the blog My Real Property Online, contract2you.com. In the earlier recording, we know that contract2you.com is actually ranked the longest in the loading of the landing page. It takes the longest time among all the rest in the loading of the page. Then we have findway.info, which I wanted to look at how to make it faster, but apparently the findway.info website design seems to be clocking in very good loading time, a short loading time as good as the education website. Also the Sarawak Hospice Society.org, which is a totally different server under a different CMS. So giving us a comparative choice to look at if other way of hosting or other way of CMS would be better than WordPress. And last is the 1000 stories together.fun, which is a WordPress site which has a lot more work on the pictures. So let us see. So this is the incorporated google.com. As I put an arrow, the amount of time is only as little as 0.05 second for load time. So this is the time that I started. This is on the 14th of May, yesterday around 9:30 in the morning. So I incorporated the google.com as a monitoring comparison from 14 early morning, and today is 15 afternoon. So today is 15 afternoon, so it's more than a day of monitoring of Google, and see what would be the outcome comparing Google to the rest of my websites. Here I have taken out estateagentexam.online because estateagentexam.online is similar to many of the education mirrors that I have, so there's no point of having more, as we know that thomassim.com diploma estate agency online and the other one, which is estateagentexam.com, they are of similar type, as well as justletup.com. So now with the incorporation of the google.com, we can say that earlier on when we were seeing findway.info actually rank high up, and then contract to you.com rank lowest, and the previous one we have the estate agent exam.online, which is now taken out and replaced by google.com now. So this is on the yesterday before I took out estate agent exam.online, which is at 14, and then insert it with google.com at around 9 o'clock. So let us see what would be the outcome of the monitoring. So what we see is for findway.info now is around 1 second and below 1 second. So below 1 second, you can say that it is acceptable. So any website that loads within 1 second or below 1 second should be okay acceptable as a standard. And we inserted Google. So now what we want to see is on the 15th of May today, we want to see comparing to Google how my other websites load time is. So first is the WordPress versus non-WordPress. So if you see WordPress site, the various like contract to you is more complicated. It's up to about 2 seconds. Findway.info is about 1 second, below 1 second. My Real Property Online also about 1 over second. So this is 2.5 seconds. So you can see there are spikes. So when there are spikes, then you take away the average, the low average, to increase the average that you read from the comparing ranking. So Sarah Hospice Society also has some spikes, but then generally it's below 1 second. So we can say that if any of the site that has below 1 second, you should be as good as a commercially run website. So this is a summary of all the sites that I have put in. The one that I have boxed it out is the education website, and you can say education website mostly are below 1 second. So below 1 second. Just also around 1 second. Estate agent enzyme or online is also 1 second, below 1 second. This one also below 1 second. Estate agent exam also below 1 second. So this is the standard that we try to maintain for our website. Sarawak Hospice Society, as you can see, is all below 1 second. 1,000 stories is about 1 second and above a bit. Contract to you is even higher. So contract to you appears to be the one that has the longest log time with the monitoring. Now we look at google.com. So now we monitor google.com for more than a day, and this is the result for more than a day from yesterday morning until today morning, 15th of May. So it's actually interval of 30 minutes that the measurement was taken. So this is google.com result. As you can see, all in less than 1 second is 0.3 seconds, 0.2 seconds, 0.1 seconds. So Google can hit below 0.2 seconds instead of what we were saying about 1 second. So they are actually 1/10 to 2/10 of the usual website that I run. So this is important. So you want to see Google is 0.11, which is actually less than a second, only 0.1 of the second, and the rest will be 0.6, 0.7, 1 is 1 second and above. 1,000 stories together is 1.2, and we have contract to you always the highest, 1.5 to 1.6 to 1.7. So Sarah Hospice Society is 0.77, which is below 1 second. So if you can get below even 0.1, that means you are 0.009, then that will be in fact very impressive. So what we want to see is whether findway.info can stay at below 1 second. So this means that we know that Google is always less than 0.1 second or near to 0.1 second, and the non WordPress site is about 0.8 of a second. And look at the WordPress site that I run, the other WordPress site I run, not too bad, not worse than the non-WordPress site that I run. Also, you can see that the WordPress site seems to have equivalent load time. Non-WordPress site is clean and fast load time, and we want to match the non-complicated website. And Google is always like 0.1 second, much smaller than the other sites that I run. So load time interpretation is that it seems to be consistent over the last 5 days. The quick to load ones are still quick to load. The more complicated to load ones is still staying as more complicated to load, which is the contract2you.com on one extreme end, and the simpler one would be Findhui or thomasim.com, estate agent exam education site lah. There may be some variation in between, like sometimes you got spike that will pull up the average time. So time of loading will improve with the website being more stable, and in fact google.com has the best load time around 0.01 second. So we can say that in our conclusion this time, base load time is google.com, of course. They are industrial standard. We have the non-WordPress site, Sarawak Hospice Society, and Findhui.info, which I want to emphasize that although it is a site built with a lot of design and supposed to be a platform, it looks like it has passed the test to be good enough to rank similar to average commercial site. So Findhui.info, fair performance over time, tested well with the minimal issues. We are positioning it as a listing platform. It has a plugin and page builder Elementor. It has maps also inside its posts and other integrations. And it is, although a WordPress site, still able to manage at average or better than average load time. So we know that there are different ways to speed up the site. Of course, in the first video that I did on speed matters, we actually talk about the 12 ways of how you can speed up your website, including use of CDN, use of the caching machines, minimize the file sizes, try to use less picture, less interactive, high demand video interaction, movies, and high definition pictures. So these are various ways. Of course, in other context of buying a better package from the hosting operator or getting a dedicated line, these are methods to improve the loading time with the element of investment or monetary investment into the IT infrastructure. So at this juncture, I just want to say that my original objective of doing this monitoring is to look at Findhui.info, because Findhui.info is a platform that we want to develop for wide user base agents to use, a community of agents to use. So we need to ensure that it tests well with the other website that is widely known to public. So this seems to say that Findhui.info has passed that test. Thank you so much for bearing with the few video recording, which I designed to actually give you some data on the load time by putting all this into a ranking system. So my platforms are e-learning system, which is estateagentexam.com. We have the platform like Findhui.info, as well as the contract2you, which is for IPI, Inter-Property Index. And I have a blog, which is My Real Property Online, that collects all my videos. Thank you very much for coming to my channel. I'm Thomas Sim PA2066. This is my mobile number. I have my website URL listed here. Thank you for coming to my channel.